And speaking of vacation, looking for that perfect summer getaway will look no further than San Antonio. This morning we have Richard Oliver from the San Antonio Convention and Visitors Bureau here to explain all the fun and excitement that awaits you deep in the heart of Texas. So good morning.
Oh, it's so great to be here and talk about San Antonio and how wonderful to come down to the Rio Grande Valley and see all the changes down here. It's been a while since I've been here. What an evolution to this landscape as well.
Absolutely. Well, we try to keep up with the times down here, but certainly San Antonio is one of those cities that's close to home, yet it has so much to offer.
You know, and that's exactly right. And then one of the things that we're talking about in coming down here is to talk about, you think you know San Antonio, you know the Alamo, you know the Riverwalk. So much has changed. It's a city that's going its own metamorphosis. So many new attractions. If you think you know San Antonio, you don't. Come back. And there's so many different things happening. You know, here you talk about the FIESTA Flambeau. I heard you talking about it earlier. We get through April and we start thinking about summer. And when you think about summer in San Antonio, you're thinking about the Riverwalk. One of the things that has happened, we've invested more than $350 million into the Riverwalk. If you come down, the new extension, it used to be 3 miles long. It's 15 miles long now. Hiking trails, biking trails on the south side, kayaking, all the different things. The museum reach on the north side with all the new museums. The WITTE Museum is opening this HEB body adventure, an interactive experience, everything you want to know about the human body. And then, of course, there's SeaWorld and Fiesta Texas. Everyone goes to the main places. Well, you look like you might enjoy a roller coaster or two.
From time to time.
Time to time. You go to Fiesta Texas in June. They're opening up their Bahama Blaster, 6 stories high. And it goes 40 miles an hour at one point as you're going down. It's a water ride, it's a water slide. And then SeaWorld with Roa's Aviary is a brand new bird complex. You could float through and see all kinds of things. That's just part and parcel of what's happening in San Antonio.
You know, there's so many attractions, but sometimes people may forget that you also offer culinary expertise there in San Antonio. The food is delicious.
The food is delicious, and you know, that's something that's also been recent. You know, you talk about the last 3 years in San Antonio, we opened the Culinary Institute of America. There's only 3 in the country. San Antonio's got one of them. Concentrating on Latin American cuisine. It's absolutely excellent. And of course, you bring in a CIA, then we say the good CIA, you bring in the CIA, you have all kinds of the cooks and the chefs and the folks that work there, they open restaurants. That whole area around the Pearl Brewery complex is absolutely spectacular. The CIA is the nucleus of it, and they're just good eats. It's not just Tex-Mex anymore in San Antonio, it's all kinds of great food.
I'm glad you mentioned it, because a lot of people may think that all of the good restaurants are maybe in downtown area because of the Riverwalk, but they're all over the city. And speaking of the Riverwalk, and you mentioned it earlier, I mean, the San Antonio Spurs are in the playoffs right now, and obviously we know what happens if they do win the championship. You guys always do such a great job in really being festive and celebrating their win.
And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Game 2 tonight in the Western Conference Finals. The Spurs are playing such great basketball.
Yes, they are.
And last night I watched the Miami Heat and I thought, we're coming after you. We're coming after you. Miami Heat, you're not going to be able to make it this year against the Spurs.
You know, for me, I wish both of them go to the finals yet again for a rematch. But we're going to continue to talk a lot more San Antonio.
Absolutely.
Please stay with us. In the meantime, let's send it over to Victoria.